What is going on YouTube? Today I have something interesting here. Not really. So I got pizza, but I didn't get pizza from Pizza. I got wings and popcorn chicken from Pizza because the pizza at Pizza isn't the best thing at Pizza. I went out and got me here some wings, just like something regular. 10-piece wings. Looking pretty wingy. I think can I take this out? No, but I will dismantle the box because they already kind of destroyed the box when they gave it to me. So looking pretty dry, but you know, it's popcorn chicken. I don't think we were expecting anything crazy from Pizza's popcorn chicken. I don't know if I got it before, but it's whatever. But before we get started, guys, remember to just watch the entry of my full review of their wings and their popcorn chicken. We're gonna start with the popcorn chicken here first. I forget to get a dipping sauce for it. Honestly though, that sounds pretty good. I'm not gonna lie to you, but we're here for this. The wangs. I got hot wings. Honestly, didn't know what flavor to get. I asked him for the sauces. But he told me the sauces. Could not for the life of me hear him. Not like he was like hard to understand. He was just like whispering. And I was like, I don't want to ask. I gotta repeat it. So I was like, hot? And he's like, hot. I'm like, okay, hot. Their wings are small, yes. But they taste good. They don't have any crunch to them, which is interesting. Even if you get like regular, almost zero crunch to them. You get a little bit of crunch here and there, depending on where you're eating it, but for the most part, no crunch. I think they just cooked really well. And overall, it's not a complicated wing at all. I think that's why it's pretty good and where it shines is the fact that it's not complicated. Not trying to reinvent the wheel, so to speak. You know what? The next challenge I'm going to do is how many wings can I eat challenge. That seems like an interesting one because I'm actually curious to know myself how much wings I can eat. Also got this Pepsi Cream Soda Zero. That's interesting. When I seen it, I'm like, I gotta get that. My mom always says cream soda tastes like flowers. And you know, I gotta agree with her. I don't know how or why they taste like flowers, but now, anytime I think of what a flower tastes like, cream soda. Anyways, how's your guys' day today? Mine wasn't too bad. Just worked. But I did have something crazy I want to talk about. A little bit of old news by the time like you guys hear this, but you guys know Casey Anthony is back on the internet trying to like make a name for herself that isn't Casey Anthony, like, you know, trying to dissociate herself from her past. So a lot of you might be saying, who is Casey Anthony? Casey Anthony is a girl who had a daughter, and a lot of people believe that she, like, you know, her daughter, based off of so many things. I'm not gonna give you guys a deep dive on it because, quite frankly, I don't want to edit all that. So basically, one day in the Anthony household, Casey's mom came up to her and was like, oh, where's my granddaughter? And Casey's like, oh, she's with a babysitter. And the grandma's like, all right. Or Casey's mom's like, all right. Month passes. She's like, yo, where's the child? And she's like, oh, she's with the babysitter. I remember what she said the babysitter's name is, but she said she's with the babysitter. The parents were like, that's kind of weird. So they end up calling the police. I'm pretty sure it's the parents who called the police. And then the police came, they're like, oh, where's the daughter? And she's like, oh, she's with the babysitter. And then they say to Casey, they're like, oh, okay, take us to the daughter or the babysitter. You know, she's like, okay. She goes to a house, random house. Babysitter doesn't exist. And essentially, she takes the police on kind of like a little wild goose chase, including like to her old workplace at Disney or Universal, which she hasn't worked at in years. And then after a while, the child's missing, and due to police negligence, they end up not finding the daughter's, body until later, like a long time. Not too long, like years, but I think it was like 2 months. It took for them to find Casey's body. Once they find the body, they're like, okay, let's arrest Casey. Skip to the trial. She has a lawyer. The lawyer is actually a pretty good lawyer, and the prosecutors were horrible. Because from what I remember, the lawyer's whole strategy was just to like make the jury doubt that Casey is the one who did this to her daughter. Because if there's doubt and you still convict her, then it's kind of like morally reprehensible type thing, right? So ideally, when you sentence someone, there needs to be zero doubt. And the lawyer successfully did it. Basically, he painted the story that the dad is the one who found Kaylee like drowned. And then he's like, oh, don't worry, I'll take care of it. And then that's why Casey like said that she was gone for a month, because like she was kind of processing what happened to her daughter, but she also thought that her daughter was all right, even though she didn't go see her daughter or like inquire about the whereabouts of her daughter. Then they're just like, oh, the reason why Casey acts this way, the reason why when her daughter's missing, she didn't really care too much or like show that she didn't care too much is because her father abused her when she was younger. And that's just how she like copes with like loss or like something bad that might be happening. All that being said, that eventually they brought the dad up onto the stand and asked him about this story. Or the prosecutors asked him, and he's like, no, that story's not true. They also searched Casey's laptop and they found like a search for chloroform, which they believe that was used to like, Kaylee. But then the mom came out, she said, oh, someone who searched it, blah, blah. And after a bit back and forth, they kind of like stuck with that story. But the prosecution was like negligent in so many ways, including when they searched her computer, they only searched her history for like one browser, Internet Explorer. Who uses that? And it was known that Casey uses Firefox afterwards, who also uses that. So when they found on her browser for Firefox, at least the defense did, not the prosecution, because prosecution didn't check. And if you don't check, you don't bring it up, right? Was that she was searching for foolproof ways to and she was on her MySpace at the same time. So it's like, oh, the father was suicidal during this time. I didn't mention that, but the father was suicidal during this time. So they could have been like, oh, maybe it was the father trying to figure out ways to, do without, making a mess and messing up. But the fact that it's on Firefox and the fact that her MySpace is also open and it's like being used simultaneously, it's like the dad doesn't use MySpace and it's like her MySpace. So, that's a very quick rundown of the story. Essentially, general public and all evidence leads to Casey Anthony being the one who's like guilty of committing this heinous act against her daughter. But due to police negligence and, in my opinion, jury negligence, and just like how, as you a juror, because the jury members had what I believe all the same information that we have now, except we have a little bit more like on Firefox search. But even without that Firefox search, when I hear that she lied about her daughter's whereabouts, made up a babysitter, made up that like something about her work site, and they made up a story about the dad saying no, all that stuff, like There's no way. And also, when she was partying while her daughter was missing, there's pictures of her just being happy and stuff, and like zero compassion. So I was like, so I also blame the jury for this one heavily too. And also, apparently there were some documentaries that came out, and even some of the jurors who were a part of the trial were just like, wow, we should have changed our verdict. Like, they would actually go back and change their verdict and change their opinion on the situation. Like, I understand it's like different in the moment, but like, it's like still like, wow, like even when it was happening, like everyone was just like, this is very obviously her. This is like very, very obviously her. All I know is if I was in the jury, I'd probably have been like, this lady is just a little guilty, you know, but you know, I don't know. She got off free when all evidence, all things point back to her. It's actually insane. But yeah, she came back on TikTok and she's like, oh, my name's Casey Anthony. I am trying to become like, I don't remember what she said. Like, she's trying to become like a legal advocate, like advocate for people who are in the legal system, like for legal help or something like that. This is the following. And from what I've heard, she got bullied off the internet. I remember seeing that video on the internet. What was it? TikTok I seen or Twitter? I think it was TikTok. I was scrolling my For You page and all I see is, hi, my name's Casey Anthony. My daughter was Kaylee Anthony. My mom and dad are blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, whoa, is this AI? There's no way this girl's on TikTok right now. That's insane. Fun fact. She like interjected into a married man's like life. And then the guy broke up with his wife. And I believe he also had kids or a kid to be with Casey Anthony. Imagine you're the wife and your husband leaves you to be with Casey Anthony. That's insane. Obviously, in that regard, the guy's a douchebag for doing that. Like a horrible person, but yo. Well, we already know Casey Anthony is not the best person, so I don't know. That's insane. Why am I here? This popcorn chicken. All right, with that being said, that was the pizza wings and the popcorn chicken. The wings, I think their wings are really good. Like, I like the wings more than the pizza. Like, if you were to be like, oh, you have to choose between wings or pizza for pizza for the rest of your life, I would definitely get the wings instead. So I will give the wings like a 7.7 out of 10. Like, I like the wings. The popcorn chicken's like whatever. I wish I got it with like a sauce, but with the sauce, I think it would be like a 7. Without the sauce, probably like a 6.3. So 6.3 to 7.7. Yeah, that's about right. But yeah, that makes sense. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. You comment down below anything to try to talk about. I'm down to do that. So check out the videos inside. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about this food. If you had the popcorn chicken and the wings before. If you like love it, if you hate it, I'd like to know. And let me know what you guys think about the Casey Anthony story. Like overall, just about like the trial and then like her coming back to the internet. It's all super like intriguing stuff, honestly. But yeah, I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. But yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you guys for watching. Again, that was pizza, popcorn chicken 6.3, hot wings 7.7, first review, and peace.